listening. I hope this really helped anybody who is going to try the 19.3 workout. Check out crossfit.com, check out the CrossFit Open, and encourage you guys, if you haven't started anything relating to fitness or you're thinking about starting your fitness journey, there's no better day to start than today. Today is the best day for you to start your fitness journey. Health and fitness is your choice. Don't let anybody discourage you. If you need advice or just some pointers, anything like that, hit me up in the comment section, send me a message. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, comment, encourage somebody else to start their fitness journey. Team, just finished CrossFit Open workout 19.3. Workout was, well, most of you know what the workout was, but for those of you who don't, I'll just edit it somewhere on the side of the video. Music just came on, so I don't know if you all will hear me clearly. I made 141 reps in total, which was really good. I made it to the handstand push-ups, which I didn't expect to do really good in, because I never really did strict handstand push-ups before. But all in all, it was a great experience. Again, thank you to Rodney, CrossFit 12 Trinidad and Tobago for accommodating me The experience was great. If you look in the background, you'll see those guys. They just started. They're 19.3. Wish you guys all the best. So hey team, as you guys saw, not too long finished doing 19.3 CrossFit workout. So now that I've done it, I just wanted to give you guys some advice based on what I did. And I wouldn't say it's not my original advice. It's actually from another YouTuber called TeamRichey that I follow. I'll actually put his link down in the description so that you guys could check him out. He really has some sick content, and there's a lot of information and advice that you all can get from there as well. So I took his advice and I would have done 19.3, and I said I'd like to share the same information, how it worked for me and my experience to it. So first things first, for most of us who do 19.3, we will basically be aiming to reach the handstand push-ups and hit the time cap there. For the 1% of the elite, or the elite, which is the 1%, they would reach to the handstand walks and probably finish it. But I knew that today was actually the first time I ever did strict handstand push-ups, so it was less than likely that I'd be able to do the work prior to it and then complete 50 handstand push-ups in that amount of time. So my goal was really to get to the handstand push-ups and then just do my best. So the workout is a 10-minute time cap, and you have to do a single arm dumbbell overhead walking lunge for 200 feet, and then you do 50 box step-ups with a 50-pound dumbbell. Once you finish those two, you move on to the strict handstand push-ups, and providing you get through those 50 strict handstand push-ups, you move on to a 200 feet handstand walk. So my advice would be in agreement with TeamRichey's advice in terms of when you put that dumbbell over your head, you really want to keep your core strong and extend the arms overhead and try to keep your biceps close to your ears. What that does is really helps stabilize the weight with your center of gravity, and that in turn will also relax your shoulder and give you the opportunity to focus mainly on the lunges, and not about that core stability that an overhead walking lunge may force you to implement if you hold that weight away from the body. Because as you see, if I hold the weight up here and my hand is away from my head, gravity will pull the weight down to the left. So if I hold it close to my ears, I'm stacked and my both feet are on the ground, so it's easier for me to stabilize in this position. I did that and it really did work. I would say I never did that much overhead walking lunges with that amount of weight. I actually just picked up a 50-pound dumbbell yesterday, got it into the overhead position and checked to see how it would feel, and it felt like, whoa, I don't think this is gonna be easy. But I looked at that video yesterday, I got that advice and I tried it and it worked. So I was able to move on to the step-ups. So with the step-ups, you can hold the dumbbell in any position that's comfortable to you. Once you don't put that dumbbell on your thigh and use the leg to lift it, so you can hold it front rack, you can hold it in the back of your shoulders, you can hold it on your side. It's wherever you're comfortable basically. So the advice that TeamRichey gave was not to, so I'm gonna go out of frame to give you a demonstration of what was meant in a bit. So the idea is, when you're fatigued and you're tired, if you face the box full on, it's easy for you to clip your knee because it's a 24-inch box, which for a lot of people is gonna be really tall. Now I'm a taller guy, I'm 6'2", so it's not very tall for me, but at the same time you don't want to make any mistakes because that'll just waste a lot of time and then you could be injured, which is even worse. So if you face the box full on, you can bounce your knee, you could hit your shin, or you could even snub your toe. So I'll stand up, try to get everything in frame, or at least my lower body, and hopefully you guys are hearing me. So if I was to face the box full on every time after step, I could snag my feet, I could graze my shin. So what the recommendation was from TeamRichey was to attack it from an angle so that you have the movement on both sides. Now what I did is I did my step-ups facing side on to the box, because another one of the rules was that you have to alternate legs every time. So if you go up with your left and you come back down, the next time you have to go up with your right. And when you're fatigued and you're processing all of these things, it can be a bit much, and then you don't want to get any no reps. So what I thought of, which this was my idea, if I faced sideways onto the box, then what that would allow me to do is my right leg, I'm facing to the left, and my right leg leads. So when I go up like this, I come back down, and now I'm facing this way. So now automatically for me to go back onto the box, I have to step here, which is my left leg, and so I can continue. So that's what I did, and that worked really well for me. It took that whole processing of which leg am I supposed to use now, out of the basically I didn't have to worry about it. So there was a tie breaks. There's a tie break that was more or less announced for this workout because a lot of people would not make it past the handstand push-ups. Basically the tie break is to accomplish or to complete the walking dumbbell overhead lunge and the step-ups. Whatever time you complete those two by, that will be a time for the tie break. So the faster you can complete that, it works better for you. So I completed the overhead lunges and the box step-ups in approximately 7 minutes. So I'm not sure how that would stand for a lot of the other people who's posting up scores, but that was really good for me. I paced myself. I did my step-ups with 2 rest periods. I rested on 20 on 40, just about 15 seconds, and then I continued. I should not have rested. I had the capacity to complete my 50 box step-ups unbroken. That was a fault on my behalf, but I was really I just didn't stay focused, and I thought that I needed the rest. But what I should have done was go unbroken, or probably do it in 25-25 and take shorter breaks or something, but I believe I had the capacity to go unbroken. So I reached to the handstand push-ups, and as I said, this was the very first time that I did handstand push-ups, so this was new to me, and I took the advice from TeamRichey, and I'll demonstrate what he said to do, and hopefully it makes some sense, because I did observe other participants struggling on the handstand push-ups, and I tried to give them the advice then and there, but it didn't really work out, because in the heat of everything that's going on, it's difficult for you to take coaching, especially from somebody that you don't know. So back to what I'm speaking about with the tips. So for the handstand push-ups, the strict handstand push-ups, I'll carry the camera. So once you get in position for your handstand push-ups, my advice is to step away from the wall with your hands a lot further than you might have been when you're doing regular handstands. So normally a handstand I might have been here, but for the push-ups, I walked out a bit so that when I came down, I was a bit forward, and then I would have been able to push. And so using that technique, or using this technique, what it does is it mimics the movement that you do for overhead press, where at the bottom position or the front rack position in your overhead press, you don't keep your head forward and have the bar just push the bar straight up. What you do is you pull your head back and you push straight up. So following that idea, Craig, who's the main vlogger at TeamRichey, what he was saying is basically you create a triangle which helps make, I think it helps create a lever, and that helps distribute the weight in your favor as it relates to being able to do that push-up, as opposed to pushing straight up. You sort of push at an angle, which gives you an advantage. Main thing for your strict handstand push-up is that you keep your ankles against the wall. That's the only part of your body that is allowed to touch. Your butt can't touch, your head can't touch. So maintaining that angle really works, and obviously if you go too far it's gonna get really hard. So it's really about finding that sweet spot that makes things easy for you. So what I would say is probably when you go up into your comfortable handstand position, probably just take like a 6-inch hand movement away from the wall, and when you're lowering yourself, you maintain that. So you try to put your head 6 inches behind your hands. If that makes any sense to you all, the illustration should be giving you an idea what it looks like. And once you do this, you push up from straight through the palms, keeping the core tight. And another thing that TeamRichey would have pointed out is to keep your lats engaged. Don't disengage your lats, because once you relax at the bottom position, it takes a lot more energy to contract to get that lat reactivated to push. So it's a quick movement that you want to get, where you just touch your head and come back up. Again, safety is #1 priority, so you don't want to be bouncing the ground hard, because it's your head and your neck we're talking about. You don't want to injure yourself. So that's my little advice. In all, I was able to complete 96 reps, which would have totaled, I think, 10 or 11 handstand push-ups after my 200-foot walking lunges and my 50 step-ups. So that's it. Thank you guys for listening. I hope this really helped anybody who is going to try the 19.3 workout. Check out CrossFit.com. Check out the CrossFit Open, and